Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Girivaradhare Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Jana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Braja Jana Ranjana Jaya Braja Jana Ranjana Jaya Yasodhana Jaya Yasodhanandana Jaya Braja Jana Ranjana Jaya Braja Jana Ranjana Jaya Yasodhana Jaya Yamuna Chiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Jaya Yamuna Chiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Nitago Haribo 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 Nitago Haribo Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Tanayāṁ Vishnupa Paramahansa Parivrājakacārya Stūtra Shima A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Tanayāṁ Vishnupa Paramahansa Parivrājakacārya Stūtra Shima Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki. Prem se Kasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadara Sivasati Go Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kundi Giri Govardhana Ki. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Nitai Gopi Manandi. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru Gauranga. Yeah. Narayana Namaskritya Narayachaiva Naruttamam Devam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavakta Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamas Loke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Vede Ramane Chaiva Purane Bharati Tata Hado Vaidyan Chamadecha Hari Savartya Giyate Mukam Karatiba Chalam Pangu Langarite Gri Yakipata Ham Vande Sri Guru Dinatarine Paramananda Madhava Dhamma Prajitu Kadavutra Paramo Nimashram Satan Vedam Vastavam Matavastu Shivadan Tabatayo Mulanan Sima Bhagavatam Mahamani Kitenki Vai Para Isvara Sadyorudi Abaruda Tetra Kapitita Kṛṣṇa Negama Kapataluga Litam Phalam Sukamukandra Sabitan Pibatan Bhaktam Rasamanaya Muhurao Rasika Bhuvibavuka Yasva Yashramanayam Kṛṣṇa Paramapuruse Bhakti Uttapade Punsa Sukha Mohabhaya Paha Kṛṣṇaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandana Yacha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Gurave Gurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Kṛṣṇaya Kṛṣṇa Bhaktaya Tabhaktaya Namo Namah Ajnanatimindasya Ganan Salakaya Chakshusmitaye Natasma Shri Gurave Namah Namamo Vishnu Padaya Kṛṣṇa Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Sunyavadi Paśṣatyas Desatarine Namo Mahabhadanyaya Kṛṣṇa Pimapurute Kṛṣṇaya Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Namane Gauratu Se Namaha Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakapatubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Hare Kṛṣṇa. So I thank everyone for being here this morning for the sweet Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we are in chapter 58 of the 10th canto Bhagavatam. This chapter is about Kṛṣṇa marrying 5 princesses. Kṛṣṇa married 5 princesses. Kṛṣṇa had many wives, but the Bhagavatam, this first, Kṛṣṇa had 16,108 wives when he was here. 16,108 wives. So just like sometimes Prabhupada would describe how Kṛṣṇa, being the Atmakam, Atmaram, the one who fulfills his own desire. So if Kṛṣṇa want to get married, if Kṛṣṇa want to have be a Grihastha, so Kṛṣṇa is the biggest Grihastha. He married 16,108 wives. Just like when Narada Muni, when he went to Dwarka, and he was very curious because he see that Kṛṣṇa, he had so many wives, 108 wives. So Narada Muni was curious to see how Kṛṣṇa is faring with all these, with all these wives. So he was very curious. So he went there, but as he went there, because Kṛṣṇa, he has 16,008 wives, and for each wife, he built a palace for each wife. So it's not that he had all the 16,008 wives. It's not that he had them living in the same house. So each wife has got her own palace. And Kṛṣṇa was with all of them simultaneously. It's not that each wife have to wait for her turn for Kṛṣṇa to be with her. So just imagine, not 16,008 days before Kṛṣṇa can come to you. But Kṛṣṇa was there at the same time with all the wives. And Kṛṣṇa, being the supreme yogi, is called Yogeshwara. And the function of his activities in each house is different from the function of the activities on the other house. So when Narada Muni was visiting one house, he saw that Kṛṣṇa was playing with his children, because Kṛṣṇa had 10 sons from each wife. So in one house, he saw that Kṛṣṇa was playing with his children. Another house, Kṛṣṇa was arranging for some sacrifice. Another house, Kṛṣṇa was attending to some visitor. So Kṛṣṇa was having so many different activities in each house as Narada Muni was visiting. And Narada Muni, he was able to see he was able to see everything simultaneously, what is going on in each household. So Kṛṣṇa is the supreme Grihastha, supreme householder, and whatever he did it perfectly, to the utmost perfection. Now, this is the beginning. In the previous few chapters, we've read how Kṛṣṇa married Rukmini, how he married Jambavati, and how he married Satyabhama. So Rukmini was very much attracted to Kṛṣṇa. So she wrote Kṛṣṇa a message. She wrote Kṛṣṇa a letter that please come kidnap me, because I was to be given away to some jackals, in this case, Shishupal. So Rukmini sent a letter through a Brahmana to give this letter to Kṛṣṇa that don't wait. Don't wait for a jackal to come and snatch away what belongs to you. So she wrote this nice long letter. And so Kṛṣṇa came and kidnapped Rukmini. And then the story of Jambavati was there when Kṛṣṇa had to fight Jambavan in the cave. And ultimately, Jambavan was defeated. And Jambavan, realizing that this is Kṛṣṇa is his Lord, the Supreme Lord, so Jambavan gave his daughter Jambavati to Kṛṣṇa. And then the third wife was Satyabhama. Satyabhama was the daughter of King Satyajit. So that we've read in the past chapters. Now this chapter here, because there are 8 main wives of Kṛṣṇa, eight main wives. So these 8 wives, so this is the these five ladies, the princess, they are the one that Kṛṣṇa again married, and their stories are detailed in this chapter 58. And then the other 16,108 wives were kidnapped by, they were the daughters of various kings who were kidnapped by this, what's his name, this, is it Bomasura? Yeah. So who was kidnapped by them, and this Asura, he was killing. He was supposed to sacrifice various kings by whose daughter he had kidnapped. Anyway, Kṛṣṇa killed him, and then so these daughters, 16,000, all of them. So they prayed to Kṛṣṇa. They prayed to Kṛṣṇa to give them shelter, because a girl who had leave her house, such a girl will never be accepted by any man again. Will never be accepted. That is the Vedic system, the Vedic life. So these princesses, they pray to Kṛṣṇa to please give them shelter. So Kṛṣṇa is very, very kind. So Kṛṣṇa gave them shelter. So he married all of them, 16,100 of them. So altogether, 16,108 wives that Kṛṣṇa had. So now today, this of the five princes that Kṛṣṇa married, so we have been reading all of them, starting from Kalindi. So today, we're going to start from Mitravindā. So it's, where's that? 31 on the verse, okay. So text number 31. So I just chant the sloka. Maybe we all repeat, and then after that, there are not purports. So many slokas are there on the text number 42, but I shall be giving commentaries on each of them. Rājādhidevyās tanayāṁ mitravindām svasuḥ mitravindām pitṛ-ṣvasuḥ prasahyām hṛtavān kṛṣṇo rājñāṁ prapaśyatām rājādhidevyās tanayāṁ mitravindām pitṛ-ṣvasuḥ prasahya kṛṣṇa rājñāṁ prapaśyatām. All right, come. Ladies. Rājādhidevyāḥ of Queen Rājādhidevī, tanayāṁ, the daughter mitravindām, Mitravindā, pitṛ of his father, svasuḥ of the sister, prasahya, forcibly, hṛtavān, took away Kṛṣṇa, Lord Kṛṣṇa, rājan, O King Parīkṣit, rājñāṁ, the kings, prapaśyatām, as they worshipped. Translation by the BBT. My dear King, Lord Kṛṣṇa forcibly took away Princess Mitravindā, the daughter of his aunt Rājādhidevyī, before the eyes of the rival kings. So Rājādhidevyī was the sister of Vasudeva, Krishna's father. So which means the Rājādhidevyī was Krishna's aunt, just like Kunti was also considered Krishna's aunt. But in those days in the Vedic time, so which means Kṛṣṇa getting married to Mitravindā, so it's considered cousin. So in those days, marriage between cousins permitted. The close relationship permitted in the Vedic. Even these days also, there's certain places whereby the marriage between cousins are also allowed. It's not incest. It's allowed, marriage between cousins. So Mitravindā, she heard about Kṛṣṇa. She was very, very much attracted to Kṛṣṇa. But there was an obstacle. The obstacle was that she had two brothers. And these two brothers of Mitravindā, they were like followers of Duryodhana. They were like followers of Duryodhana, and these two brothers, they actually wanted Duryodhana to marry Mitravindā. Just like Rukmi, he wanted Rukmini to marry Sishupal. So similarly also, these two brothers of Mitravindā, they wanted her to marry Duryodhana. So they had invited so many kings, because normally it's the norm among the Kshatriyas to have swayamvara ceremony for the ladies. Before ladies get married, she has to have swayamvara, which means a suitable husband. So normally the most suitable husband will marry the girl. So that's normal. And usually there can be many contests which need to be done. There can be many contests, just like during the time of Lord Ramachandra, when Sita Devi was being proposed for marriage, that the contest was that whoever could lift the there was a big bowl of Lord Shiva. Whoever could lift that bowl and could string it, we have Sita Devi as his wife. But nobody could do that because it's a Shiva's bowl. It's the heaviest in the universe. Nobody could do it, only God can lift it. Even though so many Kshatriyas came, they came, the very powerful. Even Rāvan was even there also. Still, nobody could even lift this big bowl of Lord Shiva. But Lord Ram came, and without any effort, he lifted it, strung it, and broke the bowl. He broke it into two. And in this way, and then Lord Ram married Sita. And of course, Sita Devi is his eternal wife of Lord Ram. So because when the Lord comes, this wife, they also comes with him. The Lakshmi is eternal wife of the Lord. But when they're during the incarnation, so they had to perform these various human-like pastimes during the incarnation. And this pastime is like, okay, before they can marry, choose your wife, then there has to be a contest. So all these women, they all naturally attracted to Kṛṣṇa, to the Lord. Naturally, they have the natural attraction, but still there's the rule that, okay, there has to be a contest in order to get married to the particular bride. And because the Mitravinda's brother, they had already made a plan to have Mitravinda married to Duryodhana. So Mitravinda, she appealed before Kṛṣṇa. She appealed before him, and when Kṛṣṇa came to the assembly, so she actually made herself present, and immediately Kṛṣṇa kidnapped her immediately. So another method of marrying to secure the hand of a princess is through kidnapping. So this kidnapping, it was in vogue in the old days. So normally the most suitable Kshatriya will kidnap, and then he will kidnap a girl, and then the other Kshatriyas will either have to follow him and fight him, otherwise they simply have to surrender themselves. So the Mitravinda was kidnapped in this way by Kṛṣṇa. So that's how that marriage, was done. So the next test. So this next one is about Nagnajiti, another wife of Kṛṣṇa. So you can put there on the board. I just chant it. Yeah, 32. So Nagnajiti nama Kausalya Asi Rājādhidevī Tasya Sata Bhavat Kanya Devi Nagnajiti nṛpā. Translation. O King, Nagnajit, the very pious king of Kausalya, had a lovely daughter named Satya or Nagnajiti. So this Nagnajiti was the sixth marriage of Lord Kṛṣṇa. So Nagnajiti was said to be the king of Ayodhya. He was the king. And being the king of Ayodhya, he was said to be Dhammatma. He was very, very religious person. He was very, very highly religious. He was called Dhammatma. Somebody who knows the code of religion and now was able to get people to follow. So, not only was he very, very religious himself, not only was he very an adherent of the Vedas, but he also makes sure that people in his kingdom, they also followed him. So he was a very, very pious king. So his daughter, Nagnajiti, her name is also called Satya. She actually followed the ways of her father. She followed the footsteps of her father, which means she was also very, very religious, just as her father was. So, when the time of her marriage came, and So many suitors were invited to come. Many suitors were invited to come. And there was a condition. The condition was that the king, he had 7 bulls, 7 fierce bulls. And these bulls, whoever could tame them, they are the one who could marry this girl, Nagnajiti. So Kṛṣṇa was also there. Kṛṣṇa came there. Now, and of course, when the Nagnajiti, when she saw Kṛṣṇa, she immediately became attracted to Kṛṣṇa, because one of Kṛṣṇa's name is Kṛṣṇa, means the most attractive. Anyone who sees Kṛṣṇa become very attracted to him. Who will not become attracted to Kṛṣṇa in the whole universe? So when she saw Kṛṣṇa, immediately she was very attracted to Kṛṣṇa. And within her heart, she developed that emotion, that passion, that yes, her desire is that Kṛṣṇa will become her husband. That was her desire, that Kṛṣṇa will become her husband. And then she was praying to so many demigods that please allow Kṛṣṇa to be my husband. So we just read the next text 32. Natam seku nipa voḍhum ajitvā sapta-go-vṛṣān tīkṣṇa-śṛṅgān su-durdharṣān vijayaganda sahankalam. So, the kings, translation, the kings who came as suitors were not allowed to marry her unless they could subdue 7 sharp-horned bulls. These bulls were extremely vicious and uncontrollable, and they could not tolerate even the smell of warriors. So these are very tough bulls. That tough, they're so vicious, they're so they said they could not even tolerate the smell of a warrior, not to talk of the warrior coming close to them. So which means the moment the bulls come close, the moment anybody come close to this bull will immediately knock them to the ground. They are not ordinary bulls. I've not seen that much fierce bulls in India, but in Africa we have a lot of fierce bulls. You cannot be present before them. They will immediately knock you down. They're so powerful, big bulls, like big fierce. So King Nagnajit, he had these 7 bulls. He said that whoever can tame these bulls, then he's the one that's going to marry my daughter. And he knows that nobody will be able to do that. Because it's not that only one bull, they have to be able to tame these 7 bulls all at once. All at once. So who could do that? So King Nagnajit, you know that nobody could do that. So Srila Jiva Goswami, he had said in the commentary to this text, he said, thought the father wanted to give his daughter to the Lord because he wanted to give his daughter to Kṛṣṇa, actually. But because of fear of rivals like Jarasandha, he devised a method for her marriage. Go-vṛṣān simply means bulls using two words, or the best bulls, or the best, or the most uncontrollable bulls among all the cattle. So without tying up these bulls, they could not marry her. The bulls were violent, having the nature of demons. So in the second canto, these bulls are counted among the demons. It is stated there that after being killed, by the power of the Lord's touch, they attained liberation. So these were not ordinary bulls. And as mentioned in the commentary by Jiva Goswami, that because the king is very, very dharmic person, very religious person, and he knows the Supreme Lord himself has come. Kṛṣṇa has come. So he knows who his Lord is, and he knows that the Lord desires to marry his daughter. So he wanted to give his daughter to Kṛṣṇa. But knowing that so many other kings had come, like Jarasandha, so many of them, and he did not want to create unnecessary enmity with all the various kings who had come from many places. So he devised a method. It's okay. Anybody who wants to marry my daughter must tame 7 bulls. These 7 bulls must tame them all at once. Then if there is such a person, then such a person can marry my daughter. But only Kṛṣṇa can do that. Nobody else can do that. So then he mentioned text 34. Tan sutra visajilabhyan Bhagavan swatatan pati Jagamai kusaya puran Sayena mahata britaha. Translation. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of the Vaishnavas, heard of the princess who was to be won by the control of the bulls, he went to the capital of Kaushalya with a large army. So Kṛṣṇa went there with a large army because in the sense that if all these kings, if they decide to fight him after abducting the girl, after getting the girl in marriage, then Kṛṣṇa has his army in order for defense. So there are many things here. In Jiva Goswami's in the Stoshana commentary, is that the Lord, endowed with all powers, the protector of the devotees, is called Satvatam Pati. Satvatam Pati means the Lord always protects his devotee. Understanding all the kings will be going there when they're surrounded by a huge army. Because the kings, they've come from many places. Kshatriyas. And those Kshatriyas, they were very powerful. So Kṛṣṇa himself went there with a very huge army. He went there. So text 35. Sakoshalapati pritaha pratyutana sanadibi harani napi guruna pujaya pratinanditaha. The king of Kaushala, pleased to see Lord Kṛṣṇa, worshipped him by rising from his throne and offering him a seat of honor and substantial gifts. Lord Kṛṣṇa also greeted the king respectfully. So when the king, when Lord Kṛṣṇa arrived in the palace of the king, so the king was very happy to see Lord Kṛṣṇa. So he rose up from his throne, and then he offered a throne to Lord Kṛṣṇa to sit, and then he did proper worship of Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa, the king, worshipped Kṛṣṇa nicely, and also Kṛṣṇa also worshipped him because he's a king, nṛpā. So the king is also honored. So Kṛṣṇa reciprocated with the king. So, and then we text number 36. Varam vilokya bhimatan samagatam narendra kanja chakame ramapatim Bhuya rājñāṁ paciyasi sonala. Karoti sata yadime ditu bhata. Translation. When the king's daughter saw that most agreeable suitor arrive, she immediately desired to have him. The Lord of Goddess Rama, she prayed, may he become my husband. If I have kept my vows, may the sacred fire bring about the fulfillment of my hopes. My hopes. So when Kṛṣṇa was in the palace, so this princess, there was a lattice. There's like a kind of like a hole where the ladies of the palace they can see what is going on, who is arriving in the palace, in the assembly. So she saw Kṛṣṇa, and immediately she saw Kṛṣṇa, she developed intense affection for Kṛṣṇa. And then she desired to have Kṛṣṇa as the husband. Kṛṣṇa is said here to be the Ramapati. Ramapati means the husband of the original Rama, that is Lakshmi Devi. So the princess, she knows that Kṛṣṇa is married to Lakshmi, so she also desired to have Kṛṣṇa as her husband. She had this desire, because knowing that it's not really that easy to have Kṛṣṇa as the husband, so she was praying. She was praying very intensely, because in her life, being a very dharmic person, following her father very intensely in terms of following the dharma, the religious duties. So she was saying that if I've accumulated any merit in my religious performances, I have so many vows that I have kept. If I have kept my vows diligently, may Kṛṣṇa become my husband. So she was invoking all the merit that she had accumulated, invoking that merit, that may Kṛṣṇa become my husband. So, like devotees, we are trying to become devotees. We are trying to become the servant of the Lord, but it's not easy to become Krishna's bhakta. Krishna bhakta, he said that Kṛṣṇa karma su-durdharṣān. Krishna bhakta su-durdharṣān is very rare to become Krishna devotees. It's not that just because we have come into the temple or we are ready some service, that does not make us a devotee. It requires a lot of intensity to actually be accepted as the Lord's servant. It requires a lot of intensity, and sometimes it may take several lifetimes. It may take countless numbers of lifetimes to actually be able to be accepted as the Lord's devotee. As a matter of fact, as many acharyas have said, that it requires the mercy of the Lord himself. It requires the Lord's own mercy, the Lord's own kṛpā, in order to be able to enter that realm of devotional service. But we can try, we can make a prayer. We can make a prayer to invoke the attention of the Lord towards us. If we make an intensity, make a prayer to invoke the Lord's attention towards us, then if you are fortunate, then we can be accepted into that realm. Nagna-jiti, she's making this great wish that may Kṛṣṇa become my husband. May he become my husband. And if I kept any vows, may the sacred fire bring about the fulfillment of my hopes. She had these hopes. Just like in Vrindavan, when the gopis, they were praying to have Kṛṣṇa as their husband. So the gopis, the young gopis, they went to the Yamuna. They went to in the Yamuna, and then they were performing Katyayani Vrata. They were performing intense sacrifice, worshipping the Devi, Katyayani Devi, with the goal intention to have Kṛṣṇa as their husband. So they were worshipping, they were performing austerities in the early morning, very cold, it was very cold. They were taking cold bath in the Yamuna, taking cold bath in Yamuna, fasting, not eating. And they did this for the whole month. So, and because they were so sincere, they were very, very sincere, so Kṛṣṇa became, so Kṛṣṇa responded, because they were very sincere in their practice of austerity, in their practice of invoking the kind grace of the Devi, so that to bless them, to have Kṛṣṇa as a husband. So eventually Kṛṣṇa came, and then he went and accepted them by appearing before them at the end of their 1 month austerity. So this Satya, her name is also called Satya. So she served this intense prayer to Kṛṣṇa, and this prayer goes on. Text 37. Yat pada pankaja raja surasa bibati Sriya Vyajasa Grisasa Loka Palai Lilatanu Sakita Setu Parīkṣit Kaleda Dasa Bhagava Mama Kena Tusye. Translation. Goddess Lakshmi, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva, and the rulers of the various planets place the dust of his lotus feet on their heads. And to protect the codes of religion which he has created, he assumes pastime incarnations at various times. How may that Supreme Personality of Godhead become pleased with me? So, Slavishnu Chakravarti said, he said that, just rephrasing the prayer of Satya, how can I please that person who appears in the world when there is necessity of protecting the laws of religion made by himself, and who is now present here? So she lists various personalities who have placed the dust of the lotus feet of Lord Kṛṣṇa on their head. So this personality, like Goddess Lakshmi, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and so many rulers of various planets. So all of them, they were able to place the dust of the Lord's lotus feet on their head. Because the Lord comes, he has many incarnations. So in many incarnations, the purpose of all these incarnations is to protect the principles of religion which he himself had created. Because when the world was created, along came the religious principles which everyone must follow. But from time to time, these religious principles get violated from time to time. They get broken. So, in order to again reestablish the religious principles, to protect the religious principles, so the Lord come in many incarnations, many avatars. The Lord comes. So many great personalities are praying, are desiring to have the Lord's feet, the dust of the Lord's feet on their head. So she's saying that, how can I please that person? All these great personalities, Lakshmi Devi, or Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, many great rulers, many great Lokapalas, the protectors of the universe, great demigods. who are aspiring to have the dust of the Lord's feet on their head. How can I really please him? How can I really attract him? So she was, in this way, a little bit doubting herself. She was doubting. So she had this intensity, you know. So, and of course, this is a lesson for us also, that we also have to be constantly struggling, constantly be hankering for the Lord's mercy upon us. We have to constantly be hankering for the Lord's grace upon us. I try to be very quick because the verses, I have 3 more verses. Achitam puna ityaha narayana jagatpate atmanandina punasya karabani kimarpakaha. King Nagnajit first worshipped the Lord properly and then addressed him, O Narayan, Lord of the universe, you are full in your own spiritual pleasure. Therefore, what can this insignificant person do for you? Okay, text 39. Sisuka Tamaha Bhagavan Rishta Kita Sana Parigraha Mega Gambiraya Bacha Sasmita Kurunandana. Translation. Sukadev Goswami said, O beloved descendant of Kuru, the Supreme Lord was pleased, and after accepting a comfortable seat, he smiled and addressed the king in a voice as deep as the rumbling of a cloud. This is Krishna's original voice. When he speaks, his voice is like the deep sound of the cloud in Krishna's. That's why when Krishna speaks, the whole universe can hear him speaking. You know, of course, you have to be fortunate to be able to hear the voice of the Lord. You have to be fortunate, of course. There's a nice commentary in this to this text by Jiva Goswami, but we don't have time to hear it. So text 40. Si Bhagavanu Vacha Narendra Yacha Kavibi Vigarita Rājanya Badu Nijadama Vatina Tatapi Yacha Taba Suri De Chaya Kayan Twadiya Nai Sukadavayan. Translation. The Supreme Lord said, O ruler of men, learned authorities condemn begging for a person in the royal order who is executing his religious duties. Even so, desiring your friendship, I ask you for your daughter, though we offer no gifts in exchange. Now Kṛṣṇa had come to ask for the hand of the daughter of the king. Text 41. Siraju vacha Kwayaste vidiko nata Kanya bara yepsita Gunaika damno yasyange Shiva Shatana Payini. Translation. The king said, My lord, who could be a better husband for my daughter than you, the exclusive abode of all transcendental qualities? On your body, the goddess of fortune herself resides, never leaving you for any reason. Text 42. Kintu asmabi kitapuvan Samaya swatata shabaha Punsambiya Parīkṣitam Kanyabara Parīkṣaya. Translation pop up by BBG. But to ascertain the proper husband for my daughter, O chief of the Sattvatas, we previously set a condition to test the prowess of our suitors. Purport. According to Srila Vishnu Chakravarti, the king's actual purpose in setting up the test was to obtain Sri Kṛṣṇa as his son-in-law, since only he could subdue the bulls. Without such a test, it would have been difficult for Nagnajit to refuse the many apparently qualified princes and kings who came to ask for his daughter's hand in marriage. So this is very, very interesting here. How the king, his desire is to have his daughter marry Kṛṣṇa, but because of many kings who also coming, so he didn't want to make everybody feel bad, so he simply set a condition that, okay, whosoever can tame these 7 bulls will be we win the hand of my daughter. So tomorrow this text will continue because the time is going. So is there any question or comment? This is mostly narration. Okay. So it's nice. Everyone is attracted to Kṛṣṇa. The whole world is attracted to Kṛṣṇa. So let us be fortunate that we become attracted to Kṛṣṇa. Okay. So thank you very much for listening. Grantara Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gopi Manande, Hare Krishna.